Cardinals plus 5.5 in Pittsburgh. 71% of the bets on the Cardinals, 76% of the money on Arizona. Something that I don't quite get. I kind of really like the Steelers here in this one, with the Matt Canada being gone. I wouldn't say obviously that the offense looks completely different. However, them putting up nearly 400 or 400 plus yards of offense is indication of like, hey, we did something right. And Mike Tomlin finally pulled the trigger and was like, okay, it's time for Canada to go. So I think Kenny Pickett and these wide receivers are now going to feel a little bit unlocked. I think we just saw exactly what Kyron Williams and the lack of a rush offense rush offense for the Rams did to the Cardinals, and now they have to face Jaylen Warren, who's looked really good all year, and a surging Najee Harris. I think this is a really difficult spot for Arizona to come in, and I understand why people love the Cardinals here, because it's Kyler. With Kyler back, it's like, oh my God, getting 5-6 points against this Steelers team. I just don't think their defense is anything. I think defensively they're one of the worst teams in the league. PFF has them graded as 29th, and I probably would agree with that. So I have to lean Steelers minus 5.5. I think the run game, the lack of Matt Canada for the Steelers offense is going to only further improve, especially like obviously they didn't put a lot of points against the Bengals last week, but the Bengals have a fairly decent defense, and it's kind of growing into its own, like you said, with the Packers wide receiver core. I think the young defensive secondary for the Bengals is kind of doing the same thing. They're kind of growing into their own as they need to. But, you know, the Steelers did put up 400 yards, which was the first time they did that. And that's indication of like something's going in the right direction. And I think they're going to be able to torch this Cardinals defense.
Yeah, we've got a nice Super Bowl rematch here between these two that I'm excited to watch.
Yeah, what was that, a decade and a half ago?
I am not as high on the Steelers offense resurging as you are. What I do think is that they're going to get some pretty favorable matchups on the schedule here, and this is one of them, where I would lean for them to really rely on that run first aspect, because Jaylen Warren's been looking so good, or just like little dump passes and pitches to him that get him out wide and let him go. As well as, like you said, Najee Harris has looked a bit better, where the Cardinals ranked 30th in defensive DVOA. They're horrible. Defensive DVOA against the run. It's so bad that I think that's like Mike Tomlin is not going to just let that go. The organization as a whole is going to be like, all right, yeah, let's just run the ball and suffocate these guys, where I don't think the Cardinals are really going to be able to do too much offensively. And people are already starting to bet on the over here, with 74% of the bets on over 41, which I find to be interesting. And a bit of the money's more split, 56-44, but I want to see if we still get a sharp edge on the under, because I love that. If it stays around there, I will turn this play I'm about to give out into 2 units instead of 1. So give me the under 41.5 officially for 1 unit. And if the trends stay how they are now, where that sharp differential is 18% and it sits between that 5 and 19%, I will up that to 2 units, and you have my word. Unless I am, unless I'm a little after it early in Green Bay tailgating for the game. But that would be really early for me to be donezo. I think I'll be able to still tweet out plays and be watching the trends.
Yeah, that would be a fun one. This is gonna be a fun one to watch, I think, especially if you're on the Steelers. I don't think the Cardinals are the right side at all, but the under is probably the way to go. I think the Steelers defense needs a like, not an overhaul, but a game to kind of prove their dominance again. And this is an opportunity. I think, you can look at like and say Kyler is looking great, and he's really getting around the pocket and causing havoc for defenses, and that's what he does and why he was a number 1 overall pick. However, the Steelers play Joe Burrow twice a year. They play Deshaun Watson, or are supposed to play Deshaun Watson twice a year, and Lamar Jackson twice a year. They play 3 quarterbacks that are essentially very good at moving around the pocket and getting away from pressure. So they are built to play teams like the Cardinals. So I love the Steelers, and hopefully this line, continues to drop as money continues to come on the Cardinals, because 3.5, 4.5, I love the Steelers.
Yeah, my last thing, I just don't think that, I think that they do hold the offensive advantage now. They're starting to figure it out, at least by their standards. It's still a shit offense in my opinion, but because of that, they're going to be slow, steady, and methodical against this Cardinals defense. I don't think it's going to be one where they're just going to run. They're not going to be able to run out the score. I don't physically think they can. So,
and we haven't seen Kenny Pickett throw the deep ball like that yet. It's not like the big plays are there. They will beat them down. They're not going to beat them in big plays.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you totally right there.
Cool.
DJ, any words of wisdom to the crowd before we depart?
Absolutely. Appreciate all your guys' support as always. Keep checking out the channel on YouTube. Just got my Spotify wrapped for the podcast. I'm excited to post some stuff on that. So check that out on my Twitter at DJJ Sports. Sincerely appreciate all the love despite a bad week from me. Happy to keep giving out trends. Happy to keep talking about football. It's always so much fun. Love you guys. Love the support. Again, check us out on YouTube.
Well, cheers, dude. I think this is going to be an awesome slate. I can't wait to watch it. We will definitely be sending you pictures as well as tweeting out pictures from Lambeau Field. Super excited for this weekend. And be on the lookout for DJ's article that always comes out on Sunday. It is a banger. It's a classic. Reddit begs him for it every single week. And look out for some plays from me as I tweet them out at AndyHA Sports on Twitter. Make sure to give Deej a follow. The creator, the wizard himself behind Sharpen the Public at DJJ Sports. Guys, we love you. Happy we can do this.
Love the subscribers. Love the comments. Appreciate it all. As always, we'll be with you next time. Hopefully, we win some bets this week.
With some winners. It's a bounce back week, baby. Week 13. 13 is my lucky number. Let's go. The boys bet better with beer.